friends, welcome to Creating with Jovi and Cozy Gatherings Gratitude Collab, and we are using the hashtag Gratitude Collab. So Cindy A. Lewis and I are co-hosting this fun collaboration and creating things, building a journal, and sharing our gratitude all at the same time. So today I'm going to create some clusters. So I have cut apart parts of my printable kit, which is called Cozy Autumn, and it is available in my Etsy shop. And while I am inking these little bits, because we're going to make clusters out of these, so while I'm doing that, I want to find my dauber. There it is. Okay. But while I'm doing that, I want to mention that Cindy A. Lewis also has a printable kit. And we both have freebies. Freebies are available in our Facebook groups. Actually, her freebies, I think hers are available there, but they're also available on our Ko-Fi shop. And I wanted to mention too that I gave prompts for each week of the month, but if you wanted to sink a bit deeper into your gratitude, Cindy has a printable booklet with 50 prompts, and you are welcome to go ahead and do that and, you know, grab that and sink deeply into your gratitude. So that's nice and a very nice handy tool for you as well. If you're pressed on time and you only wanted to do the 4 once per week, then you can check my description box because they are going to be there in my description box. There's a playlist with all of our collaborators. I forgot to mention my wonderful collaborators. There is a list of them in my description box as well, and I have a playlist sharing everybody's videos. As long as I got tagged, I can see that there's a video, then I'm able to get it onto my playlist. And I'm happy to put your video on my playlist as well. If you tag me, that'd be great, and I can get you on there. These are just about done, and they are ready to turn into clusters. How about that, my friends? So like I mentioned, these are the cut aparts from my printable kit, and we're going to go ahead and just have some fun making some clusters. I'm going to be using fabric and paper. So we've got some bits here, some scraps and some papers and all that, but this is a decent sized piece of cotton. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Oops. Cut this into some larger pieces here. Let's see. Yep, that's a great base for a cluster. And I think this is the last bit of this particular piece of fabric that I have. So it's nice to use it up. I'm refusing to buy more of what I already have right now. Of course, as many of you know, preparing for our move. So trying to really just use what I have in my stash. Now that being said, I did find a really good deal at Hobby Lobby not too long ago when I grabbed it because it was like I couldn't pass it up. Let me show it to you. So this whole thing full of this wonderful fluffiness was the whole thing was just 64 cents. I mean, come on. I mean, you know, I'm trying to be disciplined and all, but geez, I couldn't walk away from that. Okay, so we have our orange fabric. Now let's take this and let's go ahead and cut this into at least cut it in half. Let's do that and see what we get with it. Yeah, I like that. I'm really tempted actually to cut it a bit smaller, but you know, maybe I'll leave it the way it is. I have some, let's just use what's on my desk. I have some bits of lace and I have some other scraps. Actually, these are great fall colors. Look at this, this is a complete scrap. Great fall color. I'm going to take the edge of it off because there's a stitch in there and this is 2 layers. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And then we can pull this apart and we've got a little bit of purple, and then we've got this one that has purple and orange and gold on it. So I think we're fully stocked with some really great stuff. Let's get started, my friends. And we got some lace over here. Yeah, we just have all the goodness right here. So we're going to start with orange, and what we're going to do is I'm just going to put a little dot of glue. Oops, 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 oops. Oh my gosh, jeez. This glue gun, I swear, it's been driving me out of my mind. I think I might need to plug in my mini and see if that still works. It's like 30 to something years old, but I might need to do that because this thing's driving me nuts. So, because it just keeps oozing, and I don't mean like a little tiny dribble. It's just crazy oozing. So I don't like that. I'm getting tired of it. I plugged in my really old glue gun from the 1990s to see if I could, you know, use it instead of this one. And yeah, it had finally died. And I mean, you know, I can't blame it. It had been around the block a lot. So anyway, we got this on here. It's a little bit puffy right there because it started to really drip, and it got, I had to do something else instead of squishing it down. But anyway, let's set this aside. Let's get our layers. Let's get our bottom layer on. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to try right here to get this on here. Okay, that's number 2. We got 2 more of these things. What do we have? Oh yeah, let's definitely use these. Let me grab my scissors. Hopefully I'm on camera. Let me move everything up a little bit. I see that it's kind of, there we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just cut this here, and then I'll cut this one here. That'll be nice. And maybe, you know what, maybe I make a goal of using up all the scraps that are on my desk, and then we could end up with all different kinds of sizes of clusters, right? If we just try to use all, let's say use all the fabric, right? And then that would be great. So I still have some of this left. Let's go ahead and cut this in half so it's not too long. And then we have this little piece of fabric here. So let's add this over on top of this one. Okay, I'm going to move that into the pile, and then we'll, you know, once we get all this part done, we'll come into the next layer, right? Okay, what do we want to put on top of this one? I wondered if I do have this. Let's just take a little snip, because there's quite a bit of this left. So let's just take a little snip from it, right? We'll just use a little bit. And because that's a really pretty ribbon, we'll go ahead and add it to this. We'll turn that like that. Okay. Okay, so we got that done. Now let's see about this. Do we want to try to go for it and like use this up? Why not? We're here. Let me cut it first. I think I can get probably 3, maybe 4. Yeah, we got 2. Yeah, let's do 4. And then we have some, these will be kind of a little bit smaller, right? All right, I'm gonna add these scraps of lace to this one. What do you think about that? Oops. Let's go ahead and cut them first. We got 1, 2, whoops, oops, jeez. 3. We just need to cut a little bit off of this one here. And since this is going to end up being like trash, let's go ahead and add it to one of these. I could add it right here. We'll just get a little tiny bit of glue on there and then put this on top of it. Oh, that's upside down. There we go. Doesn't have to be fancy. There we go. All right, now we can get these onto here. I probably should use Fabri-Tac for these, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna go in real quick with my glue gun and pop these on there. Whoops, drippy glue gun. Burning my finger. I'm not even pressing down on the glue. It's just oozing out, driving me out of my mind. All right, there we go. Okay, now I'll press down because it's not quite as hot now. There we go. Okay. Then we got a little lacy layer there. That's nice. Okay, bringing everything back over for the next layer. So I have this paper here. Let's go ahead and use this on these. I think that will look really pretty. And I'm thinking these ones, not that one. These 4. That'll be super pretty. So I just need to cut, let me just cut it in half first. And then we'll cut each one of those in half. The last one, here we go, okay. It didn't go too far, so that's good. All right, and now we're gonna add this to each one. Do you see these like gluey spider webs? They are just out of control. All right, okay, so far so cute, right? There we go. Okay, I'm gonna set these over here, I think. So we got layer number 3 on those. Now for this one, what are our thoughts? I have this little tiny piece of, it's just literally a scrap on my desk. Let's go ahead and get this on here. It might end up getting covered up, I don't know. I put it over to the side so maybe some would stick out. Then we have this one, this is kind of a plain Janer. Oh, we have some more lace too that I'd like to use up. So for this one, I'm thinking, why don't we go in with this? Oh gosh, that's cute. We could go in with this or the pumpkin. No, the pumpkin's got to go on here, right? Let's find out. Is this going to be like a pumpkin one over here like that? I don't know. Okay. Let's not we got these already done. Let's focus on these. Actually, this has 3 layers too already. Does this? No. This only has 2 layers. So let's go ahead and get our third. This has 3. Let's go ahead and get our third layer on here. And it could be this stiffened lace here, remember? And it might, you know, it's a very small piece of the stiffened lace, but so it might end up getting covered up, but we don't know that for sure, and we just want to use it up. I need to get this stuff off my desk. It's time to get going with Christmas crafting now. So we got to get the fall get off the desk, and I don't want to have to put it all away. So this way I'm using it, and I love that. Okay, yeah, that's pretty small. It's probably going to get covered, but that's all right. So for this one, I'm very tempted to go with like this, corner to corner. I think that that's what I'm going to do with this one. And put a little hot glue on there, go corner to corner, and then this one's going to be done, my friends. This cluster is finished. It is not a complicated cluster. Easy breezy, right? Okay, put that up there. We're going to come back down here with this one. And let's go ahead and add a little bit of music. Maybe we'll tuck the music underneath the lace. I like that idea. Let's do that. It's kind of over here to the side a little bit. That's fun. And then what about this leaf? Oh yeah, if we do the leaf, we can still see our lace. So let's do it. Put the leaf kind of over here. Yeah, I like that. What do you think about that? That's cute. We're going to put this in the finished pile. I'll show them to you again when we're all done. So let's bring these orange ones over here. These are the 2 next biggest ones that we have. So let's look at these things that are large. I'm thinking I'm going to put this one right here. I don't want it to go to waste. Let's do it. I can add these to greeting cards or whatever. Uh-oh, need another glue stick. I'm gonna go long ways like this. And let me grab another glue stick here. All right, I got the glue stick. I'm gonna just lift this up and get a little more glue on here. Squeeze that together. There we go. Looking cute. Can see a little bit of that lace coming out of there. All right, what's next? What is next? Let's see. Oh, we have this one. So this one's pretty big. So let's go ahead and put sweater weather on top of this one. How does that sound? I like it. Let's turn it like that. And that way we see just the tiniest bit of the lace, but it's something, you know? There's that one. All right, now let's see what we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these pieces. And how many of these do we have? Well, we have 5 of these. And then this one. I'll find something on the desk that we can do with that. So let's go ahead and just start putting on. Now this one, is gonna be a blue pumpkin, I'm thinking. Yeah, I like it like that, so I'm gonna do it like that. Like some of that lace showing if possible, and a little bit of that, what was the other stuff there? Yes, the cotton. I think that looks super cute. All right, now what? Let's see. Let's try on this. Right here. Oh, maybe right here. Oh, yeah. Look how pretty that looks right there. Let's do it. And then we can see a little bit of that blue paper in the back, and I just think it looks so super pretty. Look how cute. Okay, now let's try, well, maybe over here. Maybe this one would look nice on here. Ooh, that looks kind of cool with that blue in the background. I'm going for it. Yeah, I like it. Did you know when you're working with your hot glue gun, you can take this and put it in between two pieces of, parchment paper or something like that, and run it through your laminating machine, and it'll flatten the glue out. Did you know that? I learned that from somebody on YouTube. I cannot remember who, and I'm so sorry that I can't remember who. But they talked about that they mentioned that they did that, and I was like, oh, that's so clever. I have not done it, but I thought, wow, that is clever. All right, we have 2 pumpkins left and 3 pieces of this left. Let's try this dark pumpkin on here just to see. No, I don't like that. Let's try the light one. No, okay. So these are going to obviously go with these, and let's see how I want to do that. I'm just going to put it right here. I wish I could sort of get it into a spot where more of the blue showed. Let me try it on this one. Oh yeah, there we go. I'll just sort of offset it over here so we get a little bit of this blue showing. That is nice. All right, let's do it like that. Yeah, that is good. Super, super cute right there. Okay. Okay, now I just need to get this littler one on this one, and so I'm thinking I might angle it a little bit. There we go. Okay, that's looking cute. So now let me see what I have on my desk so we can handle this one. I found some yellow ribbon, so I'm just going to run a little bead right across there diagonally, and we'll put that yellow on there. And then I was thinking, since we had these out for, I think, a few videos ago, I thought, well, maybe I'm going to turn this hot glue gun off so it can stop driving me out of my mind. Look at all this. This is just from the last few minutes. That's crazy. Anyway, since I had these out, and they're on my desk, let's go ahead and see if we want to add some to these clusters. That could be a cute little addition. Nothing crazy, just a nice little addition. All right, my friends, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little dot wherever I'd like one of those little gems. Let's just do like 3 at a time. And that way this gem tack won't dry out. Can't find my good tweezers. I don't know where they are. I figure they can't be too far, but I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them in a couple of days, so uh-oh. See, and this is why I need my good tweezers, because other tweezers just don't do as good of a job for me. I'm removing just a little bit of that glue. I got a lot on there. There we go. Okay, let's move this aside. Super cute, but let's move it aside so it can dry. Move that up there. Now I have some glue right here. There we go. It just adds a nice little something extra, doesn't it? Let's see. Let's go for one of the big ones on this one because it's a bigger piece. So I think it'll end up being better looking in the end. There we go. Now this one definitely needs a big one. So let's go ahead and do 3 more. We're going to do this one right in the center. Do a big one there. Let's do a kind of a small one right here. And then here's another one. Let's do a small one right here. Okay, those will be the 3 for this batch. And I think I was going for a big one right here. Well, that looks pretty. And then this one can have, oof, oof, oof. My finger must be sticky or something. This one can have a medium-sized one. Trying to get it into the right spot here. Kind of wanted it down here a little bit. Okay, I think that works. Move that there, and then we have this one. This is going to be a small one. Ah, went on upside down. That's what I get for trying to do it with my fingers. Okay, got it on there. Not the easiest one to get on for whatever reason. There's a little extra glue on top of that stone. I just want to get a little bit of that off of there. Okay, so when it dries, it remains sparkly. Okay, so we're going to get these out of the way. And then we have 4 left. So let's have a look at these. These are the big ones. You have to let me know if you have a favorite. I know they're all similar, but you know, if you have a favorite, let me know. Okay, let's definitely, I think we can go for big ones on here, on these. So let's decide about placement. Okay, well, I know for sure this, we're gonna do one right here. We're gonna do a big one right there. And then on this one, gosh, I'm thinking about doing 3 of them. Like 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. I think that could be cute. We could do a big one here. And then this one, let's do 3 on this one too. We got 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's give it a go, see how we like it. Hopefully you can, sorry, I'm down pretty low off screen. Why is that? You know what, hold on a second. What is going on here? There we go. Let me move these up a little. And then get these up here so I'm not, everything's not in the very bottom of the screen, for heaven's sakes. All right, let's start with this leaf one. It's going to be easy. We're going to go with a medium size. These are so frustrating, the ones with the sticky stuff, because I don't trust the sticky stuff, like for long term, but yet, I mean, I know it's great for temporary things, but they're hard to, it's hard to like handle them because they are sticky on one end. Okay, that looks great. I love that. I love that little touch there. And then we got got this little one here. It's nice to use some of these. I've had them for a while. I don't always think about these little shiny things, but it's nice to use them. Okay, scooch that over there. Sweater weather. Let's go big on sweater weather. Why not? Oops. It went big all right. It went big all the way across my desk. There we go. Okay. What else? Oh yes, this one. We're going to do 3 over here. I wonder if I should do a medium size in the center. I think I will. Landed on the desk. I don't know if you can tell, half of these are flying through the air. And I'm having to go find them. Oh gosh. Okay, here we go. All right, that one came off nice and easy. Here they are, and I hope you like them. I love how they turned out. These are going to be a lot of fun to be able to embellish either journal pages or greeting cards or thank you notes or whatever. So I like the way they turned out. I hope you did too. It was kind of quick and easy, right? And just a lot of fun and a great way to use up so many of the scraps that were on my desk. So I love that too. So I'm going to share my gratitude with you today, and I haven't shared this one yet, so you know what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful for my crafty time, because being creative allows me to express myself in a nonverbal way, really. And then to be able to be creative and share it with you guys it's like the cherry on top. And I'm so thankful for the time that I'm able to create, and also the time that I'm able to sort of spend with you guys, in the sense of, I know we're not together in person, but you guys communicate with me, I communicate back to you, and it's very fulfilling to me. And creativity is also very therapeutic for me. I use it a lot to de-stress, to express myself. I always feel safe when I'm creating, and all of that's really, really wonderful. So I wanted to share my gratitude with you guys today. Please check out Cindy A. Lewis and all of the other collaborators in this collab, and you're welcome to be part of it too. All right, my friends, thanks for watching. See you soon.